Guys, Steph Curry and Draymond Green are cheating the game of basketball. While they're playing, they're actually Bluetoothed together with a wire and a mic. I mean, how else do you explain these?
Knicks lead by 2. Here's Curry, goes behind the back. Draymond.
I think the Warrior chapter is going to be Andrew's best. Steph down the line to figure out. Waiting for Steph to come out of that stack, and somehow, how did he get that pass?
In all seriousness though Steph's name is often paired with Klay's, I think the 1-2 punch of Steph and Draymond is currently the most dangerous tandem in the league right now. In a recent ESPN episode, JJ Redick gave his take on which team has the best two-man game, and right off the top of his head, Redick quickly pointed out the Warriors and talked about the beautiful chemistry that Steph and Draymond have together. Steph and Draymond working their two-man action is one of the most beautiful things to watch in modern NBA basketball, whether it's on the ball with pick and rolls, or dribble handoffs, or off the ball with Steph's cutting and Draymond's passing. Watching them manipulate defenses is a far rewarding experience. I love their two-man game, I love how smart both these players are, and they just figure it out on a nightly basis. Now, with that being said, why don't we check out some of their plays to see if Redick was on point in his analysis. You can see how familiar these guys are to one another in this play right here. After the initial entry pass to Steph was botched, Draymond knew that Steph wouldn't stop moving, and he eventually found him again, relocating at the wing to sink the contested three. In this role reversal right here, Draymond took care of the scoring duties and attacked the rim, coming off this well-executed pick and roll action. With no more time to call for players in this possession, Draymond and Steph reacted on instinct alone on this one, with Steph acting as a decoy by setting up a screen, and that screen resulted in a wide open lane for Draymond as he closed this one out with a thunderous throwdown.
Final 3 seconds, Draymond to the rim!
You can see in those plays that both Draymond and Steph were just reacting on the fly since they knew what the other would do before the play even unfolded. This just goes to show their level of familiarity with each other's game is clearly off the charts and can be credited to the 10 seasons that they've shared together on the court. In an interview, Steve Kerr spoke about the working relationship that Steph and Draymond have, and said that both of them balance each other out despite having contrasting play styles. Steph, to his credit, is a stabilizing force for Draymond. One of the reasons that they're so good together is that Steph appreciates Draymond's fire and embraces it, and he has a very calming effect on Draymond and on the team. So in some ways they're kind of the yin and the yang, and they lead our team accordingly. Curry, meanwhile, agreed with his coach's observation, and he had this to say: "If there were two me's, it might not be as loud in the locker room as it needs to be at times. And if there were two of him, nobody would know when to shut up. It's the perfect balance." Since we've analyzed some of their offensive plays earlier, why don't we delve deeper into their connection by breaking down their bread and butter play, which is the dribble handoff. Here against the Blazers, Curry threw the ball to Draymond so he can move without the ball. Now, aside from being a great defender, Draymond is also an underrated screener with his 230-pound frame. And as you can see here, Lillard was completely erased from the scene because of that screen, which freed up Curry for a leaning three-pointer.
Draymond, the decision maker, wiped out Lillard. Curry, three.
Same thing happened here. Again, notice how Draymond perfectly establishes the screen without moving. And since Bruce Brown got caught up under the screen, look how open Curry is. There's simply no way for KD now to cover that distance.
Curry, you start taking that charge. Yeah, Curry hits.
Now, what I like about this set action is that Draymond and Steph can switch things up depending on how the defense reacts. So, in this sequence, the play started the same as usual where Steph would give the ball up early. But this time, Curry's defender was anticipating the dribble handoff. So, what did Draymond do? He surprised the defense by faking the handoff and attacking the rim instead.
Draymond attacking again?
The relationship between Curry and Draymond is like the dynamic nature of fire and ice. I mean, Draymond is kind of like this ball of energy that fires up his teammates with passion, intensity, and aggressiveness on both ends. While Steph is like this smooth operator who's just chilling most of the time. Although he does have this kid-like swag whenever he plays, you know, with his funny antics whenever he hits ridiculous shots. But anyway, the bottom line here is that both Steph and Draymond are managing to make things work despite being worlds apart in their personality, and as we all know, their on-court partnership has resulted in multiple championships for the Dubs in addition to the individual awards they have each won. Now, speaking of the success they had, Draymond was once asked by a reporter if he thinks he'd be as successful as he is now without Steph backing him up. Draymond confidently answered the question straight up by saying, "Do I think I would have had the success without him? No, and I don't think he would have had the success that he's had without me. Do I think we both would have had success? Absolutely. We're both equally as driven, we both are winners, we're competitive. When you're a winner, when you're a competitor, you're going to find a way to win. So I don't have any doubt in my mind that we would have found success. But I don't think for either of us, it would have been at the level that it is now. I truly, in my heart, believe that." Anyway, moving on here. After reviewing a couple of their two-man game, let's see their chemistry working beautifully inside the Dubs' offensive system. First off here, how many times do you see the point guard rolling to the rim while the big man was the one making the pass? Almost never. I mean, imagine DeAndre Ayton passing the ball to CP3 in the pick and roll. That would just be hilarious. Well, Steph and Draymond execute these all the time, and in this play against the Suns, check out how smooth and easy it was for these two.
Together they are, how disciplined they are.
A little give and go basketball.
Now, in this play against the Bulls, you can see how Draymond and Steph communicated with each other in order to execute this play to perfection. You see here that Draymond is calling for JP3 to set a down screen for Steph. Now, when that didn't go as planned, Curry signaled to Draymond that he's going to relocate to the wing because he knew Caruso was sleeping on D. And as expected, Draymond hit Curry with a cross-court bounce pass. Sheesh, guys. Steve Kerr couldn't have drawn this up better in a timeout than these two guys just did on the fly. And lastly, in this textbook split action set, Draymond shovels the ball to Steph coming off a screen by Looney to knock this one down with no one around. Ultimately, here's my 2 cents as to why Steph and Draymond are the most dangerous duo in the league today. On one hand, you got a flamethrower of a scorer who's also the best shooter in NBA history. I mean, the defense just gravitates towards him, and the attention that he's getting is just twice as much compared to other lethal scorers. And when you partner him with Draymond, who I considered as one of the highest IQ players as well as an underrated playmaker, it just opens up a ton of possibilities and ways for Steph to score the leather because, as you just saw in the previous clips, Draymond always knows where Steph is and how to set him up, and how to give up the ball at the right time to execute their sets and plays. I mean, whether it's on defense.
Richardson had the hot hand. Draymond blocked that three. And then Steph in one motion sets him up.
To backdoor plays.
I want to take her out to dinner. I said, sure. And Steph Curry later. Draymond Express coming into the station.
And heck, even in scramble situations just like this one.
Shakes him. Another beautiful pass. Green went for the extra pass. Into the hands of Curry.
You can't deny that Steph and Draymond are one of the most lethal tag teams in the NBA right now, and maybe ever. Anyway, on a slightly different topic, do you know something I'm really excited about in Warriors basketball today? Jonathan Kuminga. I really think this kid has got huge potential in this league, and I also think he's on his way to greatness. Want to know what I mean? Well, then just click on this video right here, where I break down exactly why he's going to be a superstar one day in this league. I don't say this too often, guys, but trust me when I say you don't want to miss this video. So hurry up and click it, and you know where I'll be, right? On the other side.